Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Hi, we're Drums of War, and you're listening to our interview with Elaine Goodman on gogoodman.com.au.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Elaine Gogoodman Show. I'm so excited for this show. I've had bands in here before, I'm musicians. I've never had an a cappella group in here, and they're taking selfies, so they're obviously having fun. I'm glad. Let's get them involved. So I'm going to put all the mics on, and I've got 3 mics, so you guys can fight for whoever wants to have a mic. Let's do a roll call. Roll call. That's the word. That's the word. Michael.
Hello.
Michael.
I am Michael.
Michael. Adriana.
Hello.
Smack bang in the middle. Jordy.
Yeah, I'm also in the middle.
Also in the middle. Matt.
Hello.
Matt. Up the back. Tom.
Hello.
And we've got Jake.
Yo.
So, whoever's speaking, just come a bit close to the mic, whoever wants to speak first. So, first of all, let's continue with the roll call. Just tell me, I've got specific questions for each of you to get you all involved, but tell me a little bit about yourself and a little bit about the band, just a basic intro for each of you. Whoever wants to start can go
For
first.
each of us.
Pressure.
Okay. Well, I'll go first. I'm Michael, again, so I'll keep repeating my name so we know, because there's 6 different voices in here. I am the baritone / MC of the group. I guess I kind of brought us all together. I guess so. I plucked all these people from other groups and choirs that I'd sung in before and made a super group.
Yeah. Right, and so you're the founder of the band.
I guess so, yeah.
This is all you.
This is my baby, yes.
Right. Adriana?
Yes, so I'm the alto of the group. I went to Box Hill before this and I studied music. And, I guess I was in a group before with Michael, and then the group split up, so then we kind of started to create a new group. So.
Jeez, you're like the travelling Wilburys, aren't you? And you're the media person.
I am the manager.
Manager,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Band manager, cool.
She is our media person.
As you can see, she's live streaming right now.
Awesome. You can teach me how to do that when you guys do a song. I want to do a live video. I've never done it before. I'll probably break something. Jordy.
Yeah.
Basic intro?
I'm the soprano of the group, and Michael pinched me from a group at university. I was at Trinity College in like a girls' a cappella group there, and we won a competition last year called Osaka, but we met the year before at that Osaka competition. That's how I got involved, basically.
Matt.
Hey, I am the tenor of the group. I met Michael at Box Hill Institute also. I will move closer to the mic, sorry.
I love that noise.
I met Michael at Box Hill Institute, where we were both studying. He was in the audio stream, I was in the performance stream, and I was in a couple of other bands, and he was like, hey, you should really try it for this a cappella group that I'm putting together. And I was like, I don't know, Michael.
I had to twist his arm just to get him to audition.
Yeah.
Do you feel good having broken up so many already established bands, Michael?
I don't know if we've...
I was going to say, I don't think you broke up, Eddie. Yeah.
They were all breaking up.
He just pushed them over the edge. Tom.
Hi, so I'm Tom. I sing bass for the group. I met Michael when I was playing piano for a choir that he was in, and copped a Facebook message from him a couple of years later, out of nowhere.
A couple of years?
Yeah, it actually was.
Yeah, it was a couple
like
of years
solid
later.
2 years later. And here we are.
Right, and the hair's really cool. It's like old school, kind of like Weird Al Yankovic / Howard Stern.
Something like that.
Yeah, and Jake.
Yeah, similar to Jordy, I was working backstage at Osaka the year before we won it, and same as Tom. I hadn't heard anything, and then I get a message from Michael out of the blue. When we were backstage, we would beatbox to each other.
Sounds really romantic.
It was romantic. And then he said, "Yeah, you were the beatboxer backstage, right? Want to try out for this group?" And I was already in 3 other groups at the time, and I was like, "Oh." Yeah, I'll go to an audition, see what it's like. Never looks back.
And you're the only one repping the band with a t-shirt.
Yeah, come on, guys.
So, let's start with Michael. So I'm going to get you all involved, and then I have a few questions at the end for whoever wants to answer them, whoever feels the most confident after talking on radio.
Okay.
So let's start with Michael. I read your voice broke at the age of 12.
Yep.
And that's when you decided to add singing to playing guitar and piano. You eventually then taught yourself to beatbox. Can you take me through that whole process and development?
The whole thing, or the teaching to beatbox? The whole thing?
Just a quick snapshot of going from playing instruments to then all of a sudden start like figuring out you can sing to then teaching yourself to beatbox.
Well, yeah, because my voice broke really early. At my high school, I was the only guy in my entire, I think it was both my year 7 and year 8 class that had a broken voice. So all the music staff were just like, we need you in our choir.
Is that something you discuss at lunchtime with your mates?
Well, by being in a choir, you kind of get shepherded into being friends with just the choir kids. so everyone's enjoying that. But so yeah, I started playing instruments when I was in primary school, but once I started singing, everything else kind of just went away, and now I'm just a singer and a rapper.
Right.
Yeah, the teaching to beatbox. There was a guy called Loz Blaine from a Melbourne-based a cappella group called Suede. They came to my high school, and he taught me just the fundamental sounds, and then for years onwards, I just annoyed everyone around me with sounds. I imagine them much the way that Jake has as well.
100%.
Yeah. I've beatboxed in previous groups, but Jake's the beatboxer in this one.
Where did you learn what a cappella was?
It was probably in high school when Suede came to our high school, and prior to that, probably the largest Australian group, Idea of North, also came to my high school, and they were really cool, and it's a lot of fun. Singing a cappella is just a lot of fun. Yeah, so now I'm trying to make a career out of it, and it's not doing too bad so far.
You made it to Southern FM.
That's true. I can retire now.
Yeah.
I've done what I needed to.
Adriana,
Yes.
come forward.
Slide out for you.
We might be able to
Great background noise.
side it.
You were originally a dancer. When you first tried singing, were you any good at it?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I was awesome.
yeah, it's an awkward question.
Come on, Celine Dion.
I guess I started dancing, and then through dancing, we often had these things called song and dances, where we had to maybe sing for 2 minutes and then dance for 2 minutes. And then my teacher heard me sing for the first time and was like, maybe you should try some singing lessons. So yeah, that's how I figured out that I wanted to do singing. And now I don't do dancing at all, and so singing is more what I want to do.
So were there some dancers in your class that just couldn't sing at all?
Yes, definitely.
And Adriana was one of them. That's why she's in lessons.
Yeah, exactly.
What sort of dancing class involves singing?
It's like a competition. It's called a song and dance or a song and tap routine. So when you do competitions, it's not compulsory. So it's really only if you think you can sing.
Yeah,
But a lot of dancers think they can sing and they can't.
You must have been pretty one of a kind, because I work in a theatre doing sound and lighting, and we have a lot of dance competitions come to the theatre, and the song and dance routines are often
Yes.
absolutely terrible.
They are, yes.
The dancing is good, but then they get singing, and it's a bit.
Everyone just singing in unison, no harmonies.
Yeah.
I think you just get puffed, wouldn't you? Like, if I was
Yeah.
dancing, I'd just be out of breath.
Adriana, you're also studying a Bachelor of Psychological Science.
No, not anymore.
No, not anymore.
Yeah, no, I only did that for a little bit.
I think we need to
need to
update our
update
bios.
Sorry about that.
Did you finish that course?
No, I didn't. So I did a Bachelor of Music at Box Hill.
Yeah.
Talking about that before. And I finished that. And I started psychology, but I decided it wasn't for me. So
Did you learn any? If you learned anything out of the psychological course,
No,
this
not
question
much.
might still stand.
Not much.
She's learnt how to manipulate the rest of us to get what she wants. That's what she got out of it.
I'll ask it anyway because otherwise we're going to run out of time. Otherwise I'm not going to have enough questions. So, is there an aspect of psychology in creating an a cappella remix? Like what sounds the brain is more likely to be attracted to? Is that something you guys think about?
Ooh. No, I think that's more to do with social media. Like psychology is really big in social media, but not so much the arrangements. Maybe just the song choices for which target audience we
Oh,
want.
I guess it kind of is, because
Like
whenever
maybe
we
like
want
a
to,
deeper noise might
Yeah.
be more like might be more recognizable, and it might be a bit more attractive. I don't know if that's the right word, but you go,
It's-
Michael. What were you going to say?
It's a lot. I think there is a bit of it in vowels, in that you get really sort of wide open vowels like ah and or, and they sound a lot more pleasant all the time than e, which is very very piercing. So you have to sort of select the right vowel for the tone you're going for at that point in the song.
And what about kind of like beats and stuff? Do you find like
We had an interesting discussion about a year ago after the Australian competition. Someone came to us and said, I always went with the philosophy that as the song starts building, I start making the drum beats more complicated, and they actually said that psychologically, for the listener, that just becomes a bit too much. You should go the opposite way. Let the other things be strong and fall into the background a bit, so that the beats accentuate, and then in other low points the beats can have their own little moment. And I found that was very interesting. But yeah, it gets very in your face if it's all happening at once.
interesting? Jordy,
Yeah.
you won the Australian Children's Music Foundation National Songwriting Competition. Yeah, I got it in one.
Taken me 10 years to figure it out, but well done.
You won it 3 times before you were 15, so obviously you found a knack for songwriting. What did you write about when you were 13 years old?
Oh, they were pretty bad. I think I was very lucky that it was a children's competition. I wrote, I think one of them, my niece had just been born, so I wrote a song about that. And another one, we had to write war poetry at school.
War
so I turned
poetry.
it into a poem. It was terrible.
Using all that experience of wars that you've been
All
in.
the wars I've been in. Well, my dad's a vet, so...
Oh, actually, it's not.
like a veteran or a veterinarian?
A veterinarian would be much cooler. But, yeah, so that was one of them. And then I wrote, one of them was a really cheesy kind of like love song thing. I don't know, it was really bad.
Love song at 13.
Yep.
I was going to say,
My heart.
you don't have all those breakup songs to draw on when
No,
Yeah.
well, I can't say I have breakup songs to draw now either.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Oh, they were very like clunk clunk 4-chord Taylor Swift, really bad. Kind of, yeah. No, they weren't very good. I don't write now.
You don't write anymore.
No.
Right, do you still have the trophies?
Yeah, actually, my mum has. Well, I started singing when I was 6.5, I think, and entered various different competitions, blah blah blah. Really up until sort of the end of high school. So Mum's got the shed with all the shelves decked out, and yeah, she used to make me keep them in my bedroom, but I was not a fan.
Your own little tribute to you in the shed.
Yeah. Yeah, the shrine.
Shrine. You an only child?
My brother and sister are 20 and 18 years older than me, so I was an only child when I was a kid, but I do have brothers
That's
and
right.
sisters.
She's
yeah.
holding on to you.
Yeah, clinging.
You're originally from Sale. Do you miss anything about the quiet country life?
No.
No?
Yeah, I don't think I was ever really meant to be a country girl, personally. The city definitely suits me a lot better. But yeah, it's nice to go home for a couple of days sometimes, though. We're on a farm, so very quiet and secluded, so that can be good sometimes when you want to get away from it all.
So, before we introduce Matt, Tom and Jake, do you guys want to play a tune? Do I call you a group or a band? What do you
can
prefer?
call it either.
Yeah. What do you think's the right term? Because a band, I would assume you associate that with actual instruments. But
Yeah, well, I think sometimes band is good because you do associate that with actual instruments. Then it's, I suppose, it legitimizes us. Like we are really...
not necessarily. Like, some boy bands you wouldn't call bands, but they still classified as boy bands.
Yeah.
We like to think band because it means that we're playing in the same field as all these other bands that have instruments, and that's really what we are. Some bands have an extra saxophone or they don't have keys in them or whatever, and we just happen to replace all the instruments with voices.
All right, so yeah, before we introduce Matt, Tom, and Jake, do you want to play a song? Is that the right terminology? Do you want to have a sing or whatever? Yeah, I'm gonna try and figure out how to do a live video.
Oh, cool.
So what's the first song you're gonna So, I'm up. Hello. What's the first song you're going to sing?
We were going to do a mashup of Stevie Wonder and Will Smith. We call it Wild Wild West. It's pretty fun.
We call it Wild Wild Wish.
Wild Wild Wish, sorry.
It's quite funny, actually. I am literally like the number one Will Smith fan. It's kind of weird.
Hey.
I could show you stuff that I'm kind of proud of, kind of not proud of, that's associated to Will Smith, trying to get his attention, but yeah.
I mean, you know some of the lyrics.
Endless stream of tweets with no response.
Actually done some rapping in my past, but this is about you guys. So, I guess I don't need to write a description. Do I need to write a description, Jordy, or just go live?
What did I write? I wrote Southern FM, lots of exclamation points.
Alright, so we'll just go drums of war. This is great radio. And we are going to go... Well, 3, 2, 1. Why is it facing me? Hi. Wow, this is so weird.
Press the thingy in the top corner and it flips it for you.
So you're doing a mashup of Stevie Wonder and Will Smith.
Mm-hmm.
This is Drums of War on the Gogoodman Show, 88.3 Southern FM.
Are we going to share? Or?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'll
2
back
per
my
mic. Make sure you guys get pretty close.
Yeah.
Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Wicka wah wah. Dum 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 dum. Wicka wicka wah. Wicka wah. Wicka wicka wah wah west. Drums of war, desperado, rough rider. No, you don't want nada. None of this 6-gunning, this brother running, this buffalo soldier. Look, it's like I told ya.
Looking back on when I was a little nappy-headed boy. Then my only worry was for Christmas what would be my toy. Even though we sometimes would not get a thing, we were happy with the joy that it would bring.
Swallow your pride, don't let your lip react. You don't want to see my hand where my hip be at. You're roughnecks, so go check the line abide. Watch your step and flex, so get a hole on your side.
Trying your best to bring the water to your eyes, thinking it might stop her from whipping your behind. Those days I could come back once more. Those days ever have to go. Those days could come back once more. Those days ever have to go.
When I roll into the Wild Wild West, when I stroll into the Wild Wild West, when I bounce into the woo!
Smoking cigarettes and writing something nasty on the wall. The teacher sends you to the principal's office. Yeah, the
In saddles, ready for battle, bring all your boys in. Here come the poison, behind my back, all that riffing you did, front and center. Now we are lit back here to any outlaw trying to draw, thinking you've had any drawing meat, but with a pen and a pad, don't even think about it. 6-gun, weighing a ton, 10 paces and turn just for fun. Trying to bring down me, the champion, when y'all clowns must be that it can't be done. Understand me, son, I'm the slickest of years, I'm the quickest of years. Did I say I'm the slickest of years?
Days could come back, watch those days ever have. I wish those days could come back, watch those days ever have to go. Oh yeah. Can you feel it? Come on. I wish those days could come back once more. Days ever have to go.
When I roll into the Wild Wild West, when I stroll into the, we done it again, y'all, done it again. Drums of war.
Wild West.
Wow, I totally forgot to give you guys my mic. That was unbelievable. Oh my god, and we're still live, but there we go. That's better. Oh, you guys don't have headphones. That's a round of applause, isn't it, for my headphones? There's obviously all right, so
Apologies, Tom, if I ended up spitting on your leg there.
Lovely.
there we go. Finish. Oh my god. Editing live video, that's gonna go online to facebook.com/Gogoodman Live. Let's take a quick break and we'll come back and introduce the rest of the band, get into some music and get some more general questions going around. You're listening to the Elaine Gogoodman Show at 22 minutes past 2 with Drums of War live in the studio. Welcome back to the Elaine Gogoodman Show. We just heard the first song from Drums of War, and it was unbelievable. If you know me, you know I'm a big Will Smith fan, so I was just sitting here filming it live and just taking it all in, just trying to pick up all the little noises. It's insane. So, let's keep rolling through the band because we've got 3 more people to introduce. Matt Hurd.
Hello.
Hi, there. Over on the left, you're originally from Kyabram, which I know is a big football town. Was music always your first choice?
It kind of just happened, really. Like, I was hopeless at football, unfortunately. I didn't have the hand-eye coordination to ever catch a ball, so I kind of found my way into soccer, and I was a big fan, even though we always got thrashed. And eventually I stumbled across music, so it kind of just happened eventually, yeah.
Through school or friends or...?
Through school, yeah. Like, there's a very good music school in Kai that really encouraged, local music and especially kids to learn music, such as like guitar, piano, drums, all kinds of stuff. So, yeah. You
also started out playing a few different instruments. How did you find the transition to singing?
I took up singing in a choir at school when I was about 10, I think, and I only did it 1 year, and I never kind of returned to it till I was about 15, 16, and I did guitar, because, like, a friend of mine, I saw him play at, this school's concert night, and I was like, oh, wow, I'd love to do that, and I was like, maybe I should do singing too, because that's, like, a kind of cool little combo to do, guitar and singing, and then eventually singing overtook guitar, as does happen, so...
Right, okay, so, Tom Attard.
Attard, whatever floats your
okay,
boat.
we'll go Attard. Saying it right floats my boat. Yeah. I'm very, very picky on how to pronounce. Everyone pronounces my name wrong, so I'm very picky when it comes to getting the right pronunciation of people's names. You started out playing the piano at the age of 16 and discovered you could hit a note lower than anyone else vocally. How important is that deep tone to a cappella?
Probably pretty important. It's about my only job, really. Yeah, I don't know. Like some a cappella doesn't have it. Like you'll see all girl groups that don't have bass and stuff. But yeah, like I don't know. I really enjoy holding down sort of that part of the thing, and it means I don't have to remember lyrics, which is pretty great as well because I'm awful at remembering lyrics. So yeah. What was the question? Sorry.
How important is that bass?
How important is it? Oh, just really essential. Just so important. I don't know. Like, probably important. Michael and Jake can both sing pretty low as well, so I'm replaceable, but someone has to do it.
Not anywhere near as low as Tom can, though.
And you've also got a background in instrumental music, as we mentioned. Do you find it easier or harder to make your own music vocally as opposed to using an instrument?
I think probably I'm still more comfortable playing instruments because I haven't done a whole heap of singing until sort of the last maybe 4 years or something. So yeah, I'm still a bit more comfortable on instruments, but yeah, working on singing and stuff. But yeah, I'd still consider myself probably an instrumentalist more than a singer. But yeah, singing's fun as well. Do you guys want to stay a cappella, or do you want to involve just basic instruments to add an extra layer? Is that a thing?
There's not really much point in it, to be honest.
Can you make every sound vocally?
Jake can. Yeah, like if we have a cool guitar solo, Jake whips one out.
Yeah. All right, cool. So let's
whip one out now.
let's meet Jake. Jake Coleman.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that noise.
Sound of the mic. My bad.
You're the official sound expert in the group. Can you give me a bit of a demonstration?
Yeah, I just love imitating. Just period. Just imitating. And so, all kinds of instruments from trumpet. Is a great one. My favourite is definitely the guitar. It took me a long time to learn, but to get like a real... get that real grungy sound. There's a stack of others. I mean, I always love a chance to whip out a cowbell. Because everything needs more
Do
cowbell.
a saxophone.
Oh, the saxophone's a hard one. It's very hard.
Someone else take over. Wow. So, like, do you do musical instruments? Do you also, like, imitate people or voices?
I used to. I used to do it all the time, but it's become gradually more and more politically incorrect to imitate
forget about political
other people's-
correctness. Just don't swear. I don't care who you do.
No. I'm not going to do that on live radio. But I used to. For a very brief period, I had a stand-up routine which went for like 8 minutes or something, and it just involved me talking about like the origin of accents and like going through a whole bunch of them.
Bad at accents.
That's because I haven't done it in so long. That's because I
Did you
haven't
ever,
done
like,
it in so long.
imitate famous people or just do the accents?
It's hard because, like, if someone is normal sounding, then there's, it's difficult to do it. But when someone is ridiculous or has a voice that's obviously not normal, it's a lot easier to impersonate them.
So when you say not normal, you mean Austrian?
No, it's,
How dare you?
hey, nothing.
The listenership of this radio is pure Austrian.
Austria. No. Just when people have some, the further it is from what you would call a normal speaking voice.
Yeah.
I
Something
think
distinguishable.
something distinguishable, the easier it is to jump on board and try and imitate it.
Right. What do you like about making your own noises? Because Tom said, like, he kind of misses being able to play instruments. He still prefers it. What do you like about making your own noises?
It's fun. It takes people by surprise. People go, what? And they look around for the sound. It's a great party trick.
Yeah.
I haven't won any ladies yet by making weird sounds. I can't say it's the best way to do that.
Not how Georgia jumped on board.
No, it's just so much fun when you discover a new thing, and just to be able to, like, I could still probably do the entire guitar solo for Hotel California or something like that. It's just a great thing to be able to do and be able to make it sound really cool.
Right. And you've also performed with quite a few other groups. What drew you to Drums of War?
Very, very professional from the start. One of the interesting parts was that it wasn't one where I knew people beforehand. Like, I had met Michael once doing a thing, and then I'd never met anyone else. It was very professional. The sound that we had from very early on in the first rehearsals, I was really impressed. And then it was winning the state final leading up to the national final that sort of solidified me and said, yeah, this is definitely something I want to stay a part of.
So before we move on and do another song, do you have a couple more sounds that are kind of cool that kind of out of the ordinary?
Apart
do you do animals, or do you do, like, kitchen utensils or vehicles, or?
well, I can play the spoons. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Guys, do you have anything?
Any
else
requests?
Maybe just give like a bit of a
kit?
yeah.
Yeah. The standard kit is comprised of your bass drum, that real heavy thudding against the skin. You've got hitting the snare straight on, which is your, or hitting it on the rim, which is your hi-hats, and the crash is always the most fun, is where you just go all out and you just go, which I'm sure I started beatboxing just by doing, like, that one sound. It was just like, yeah, I can do that. It's just saying P-S-H-H-H-H-H-H-H-H for as long as you have air. And then the rest sort of came from that. And you gradually perfect your sound. Well, get close to perfecting.
I have a mate who, like, his only talent is, like, he can do a really good police siren. He just pulls it out all the time whenever he can.
Any party trick, it's all good.
Yeah. Do you do a police siren?
Have you ever tried a police siren?
No, I've never tried one.
He does it really, really weird. I don't know. Okay, so on my I also have one more question for Tom. Tom, no, sorry, I meant Jake. Paper shuffling, microphones moving, we're making all different kinds of noises. You're also studying commerce. Is this current?
I've just finished my last exams
Okay.
this week. It could be current if I've failed any of them. I'll find out in a
With a
week.
focus on accounting, finance and marketing, is that something you see as a backup plan? Like, it's completely different to music.
That's pretty much exactly what I see it as. I mean, if my future employer is listening, then I obviously think much more highly than that. But, I always had the philosophy that people who get famous by being musicians didn't study music, and people who study music don't get famous by being musicians. Now, it's really, really harsh.
Matt and I are down there.
No, that's really harsh, but it is obviously my main goal in life. But at the same time, it's such a hard industry to break into, and to really make it there is so difficult, and it requires luck, a lot of luck. And so, yeah, the accounting's the background. It's an easily transferable thing that I can sort of
It's handy for us
fall
as
back
well,
on.
really.
Do the books.
Do you see yourself sitting in an office all day?
I will be next year. I mean, if this group doesn't become famous before then.
I like that becoming famous is the plateau.
Yes.
It's like, no, we can't just be making decent money. We have to be famous.
Right, so, you guys want to play another song?
Yeah, why not?
Do you need an extra mic? Wow, that was a cool noise.
What was the chord?
Diminish
We could do two on there, and then me and Jake don't have to squish up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Spit on me.
Yep, sounds good.
Oh, yeah. And then I can back off when I have ridiculously loud.
What are you, a monster?
Yeah.
Rad.
Try and move this.
That was actually my knee. So my
Let's make sure we get
you guys good with that one?
No worries.
we need plenty of Matt.
I feel powerless. Completely powerless.
What are we doing?
Monster.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that part of the song?
No, we need to get our
a
note.
pitch pipe. Yep.
Can I have it again?
Yes.
I'm friends with the monster that's under my bed. Get along with the voices inside of my head. You're trying to save me, stop holding your breath. And you think I'm crazy, yeah, you think I'm crazy.
I wanted the fame, but not the cover of Newsweek. Well, guess beggars can't be choosy. Willing to receive attention from my music. Cause all I wanted to do was be the Bruce Lee of Blue Sleep. Think I'm getting so used to this shrink. I'm beginning to sleep. One sheep, two sheep, going cuckoo and cookie is cool kid. But I'm actually better than you think. Cause
I'm friends with the monster that's under my bed. Get along with the voices inside of my head. You're trying to save me, stop holding your breath. And you think I'm crazy, hey, you think I'm crazy. Well, that's not fair. Well, that's not
Somebody once told me to seize the moment and don't squander it. Cause you never know when it all could be over the mind, so I keep conjuring.
Sometimes I wonder where these thoughts spawn from.
Yeah, pondering will do you wonders. No wonder you're losing your mind the way it wanders.
I think I went wandering off down yonder and someone on to Jeff Van Vondren. Cause I need an interventionist to intervene between me and this monster and save me from myself and all this conflict. Cause of everything that I love killing me and I can't conquer it. Oh, see, these conquer me and the head keep knocking. Nobody's home, I'm sleepwalking. I'm just relaying what the voice in my head's saying. Don't shoot the messenger, I'm just friends with
the monster that's under my bed. Get along with the voices inside of my head. You're trying to save me, stop holding your breath. And you think I'm crazy, yeah, you think I'm crazy. I'm friends with the monster that's under my bed. Get along with the voices inside of my head. You're trying to save me, stop holding your breath. And you think I'm crazy, yeah, you think I'm crazy. Well, that's not that. Yoo-hoo.
my god, it's just like a total mind breaking. Like I'm trying to take in all the noises and everything. It's really, really cool. Wow. You guys, yeah, no, that's the next
That's
YouTube
our live
video.
studio audience.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't know there was a bigger applause in the next video. I should have picked that one. Let's go to a break and we'll come back and get into some more general questions before we get to your final song. So you're listening to the Elaine Gogoodman show. That was amazing, by the way. Yeah, it's just crazy to take it all in. And I get a private concert. I love it. It's 20 minutes to 3. You're listening to the Elaine Gogoodman show with Drums of War live in the studio. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back to the Elaine Gogoodman show at 16 minutes to 3. We've just got some general questions, so free for all. Whoever wants to answer can answer. Why a cappella? You guys can all play different kinds of instruments. Why not use them? Why go a cappella?
It's cooler.
Yeah, I reckon nothing matches the sound of voices in harmony at the same time. Instruments can't sing lyrics. We can have one lyrical line and then other lyrics in the background. I reckon that just adds an extra layer of emotion. People can connect to it. People connect to the human voice. It's
People can always sing along as well. Like on that note, like you can pretty much, if you were listening to one of our tracks, say. You can sing, like, you probably wouldn't pick any other line other than the lead, but you could pick literally any other part to sing along to, and you've got that kind of, I don't know, connection to it.
How did you figure out who can hold what tone and what notes and who can play each role in the group? And how did you figure out how many people you needed?
That's a really good question.
Mm-hmm. It almost works the other way. You sort of go, we need someone on the low end, we need people on the high end, let's look for those.
Yeah, it's almost like genetics dictated.
Yeah,
it's very true.
Because, we all have different voice parts that fit different sort of ranges within the music, like Tom's holding down the bass part, Jordy's up the top on the soprano. As in terms of filling roles, we all kind of swap it around all the time. In that we don't have like one dedicated lead singer. We have basically 4 that also sing backings at the same time, and also rap, and then sometimes do extra percussion to really layer it up from Jake. And Jake even sings in some songs as well. So we really kind of have set roles, but also don't, depending on the song.
So when you're putting this band together, how did you know what you needed to fill, and how did you know to make sure not to get too much of one kind of role and things like that?
Because it's a small group in that it's not a large choir, you essentially would want one person of each voice type. So we got a soprano, alto, tenor, baritone, bass, and percussion. Because then you've got so many options of what you can do. If you end up with 10 tenors in a group, all you can do is sing tenor arias.
Yeah.
I really don't like the 10 tenors. It's just like, do something different, please.
So you audition for each role rather than a general audition, and you just pick your roles from that. Did you
pretty
advertise
much
for each particular thing? So you knew beforehand you needed 6 different kind of sounds.
Yeah, you can have different sizes of groups. Like Adriana and I were in a 5-piece group prior to this, but moving into this group,
You didn't have a dedicated percussion part in the last group either.
no, and that was flexible. But moving into this one, we wanted to expand the sound to add the hip hop and rap, which probably meant that we needed an extra voice to fill out the harmony. So we decided, okay, we'll go 6 people.
Your website claims that this may be outdated as well. Your website claims you have a completely unique sound. What's the key to uniqueness in a cappella?
Genre for us, I think.
Yeah.
We don't know anyone in Australia doing the hip hop R&B kind of stuff, and there are very few sort of groups that we've heard internationally that do as well. So that's our claim to fame, I guess.
That genre, and like also going back again to the amount of people that you have affects the sound, and then the song choices and how you end up writing and arranging is if you can be unique as possible, I think it's a good selling point as opposed to just good. Unique is better than good.
Productions like, Pitch Perfect and Glee, and even a band like Human Nature have helped publicise a cappella over the years. Is there what?
So we have an in joke about
Human Nature.
About Human Nature.
Okay. Is there a sense that you don't want it to become too commercial?
I don't know how to answer that.
It's good.
In all honesty, commercial means that it's been picked up by a majority of people and it's been successful. In all honesty, I don't think we have much of a problem with that.
Yeah. It's loved, and then it's viable to actually do as a career. So
Yeah.
that's good.
But then, if you, for example, like, if you look at talent shows or like cooking shows on TV, there's so many of them that I gather there's some people getting sick of it. So if you get a new a cappella group coming out every 6 months or every 12 months, there's going to be some that aren't too good and are kind of giving it a bad name, whereas if you get the few that are really good and they stick to it because they're good, then it's not going to kind of give that genre a bad name.
You could say that with any genre, though. Like, I'm sure there are, people starting rock bands in their garage today. Like, if you're going to be good, then you're going to be good. If you're not going to be good, then you probably won't be successful, and that's how the cookie crumbles.
I think the a cappella community is a lot different to a lot of the rest of the music community because we know that we're niche, and so we want everyone to succeed. Like, we all met, well, a lot of us met at a competition where we were meant to be competing against each other, and then we're like,
supportive environment.
let's actually just form another group of people that we were competing against, but now we want to sing with,
Right, so you're like the Australian version of One Direction, but you're like cooler. Like cooler than like that. They all auditioned independently on Britain's Got Talent, and then Simon Cowell was like, "Hey, why don't you join a group? That makes my job easier. Why don't you become a group?" And it's...
I think Tom is Harry Styles just because of the hair.
Yeah.
From what I've researched, you guys have entered a lot of competitions here and in Asia. You've won trophies and prizes. But what's the next step in your eyes? And we talked about just in the break that you do a lot of corporate stuff as well. What's the next step in your eyes? How do you go from competitions to selling tickets?
An album. That's my
An
idea.
album getting more followers. People who will want to come and see you, want to pay money to buy tickets to come and see you. So getting an album out gives people an idea of what your sound is, and that attracts them to you, hopefully. And then ticket sales is the next step after that.
So when you say an album, is that an album of originals or an album of covers?
A mix.
Or a mix.
We're working on an EP at the moment, which will hopefully be out early next year. That is 4 covers and 1 original. And hopefully, I think we'll eventually go to the point where we're sort of half and half. Because people love covers, but we want to write our own music and get our own music out there.
You guys are still a really young group. You only came together sometime last year, correct? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what's the aim? Like, do you want to pack out Rod Laver Arena, or do you want to be that band that
cool.
gets known as like as a warm up act to someone like, I don't know, whoever you guys can relate to, whoever's audience you guys can relate to? Will a cappella be able to fill up a stadium like Rod Laver Arena?
Oh yeah.
And also be a good sound in that kind of in those kind of acoustics.
There's an American group called Pentatonics who you might have heard of. A lot of people have heard of. They're very famous. They've had #1 albums for the past few years on like the Billboard charts in America, and they're doing arena tours around the world. And they've only been a band for a few years now, maybe like 4 or 5 years. They kind of exploded online, and now they're packing out arenas. So I think it's possible, and that's hopefully where we'll end up.
But yeah, I think you can just kind of take it as it comes with stuff like this. Success is really by your own measures. So as long as we're enjoying it, as long as it's we're happy with it. I guess that's what I'm happy with.
We do pack out Melbourne streets already. When we go busking, we often get told off by the busking inspectors that we have too many people standing
what a
around.
job. What a horrible... You think ticket inspectors are bad? At least the people driving cars have money, you'd assume.
Yeah.
Jesus. So, where do you guys busk?
Well, up until recently, we would go on Swanston Street, but now they've banned busking on Swanston Street.
For any reason, like a security risk, or is it just you guys?
I don't want to sound jaded, but the Lord Mayor got annoyed at the volume of, I'm guessing, one particular act that he was near, and he's just blanket banned it on Swanston Street.
So where do you guys go?
We're figuring that out.
Yeah, trying a few different places.
You know what you should do? There's always like people playing music just outside the MCG, outside Richmond Station. When you go into the footy, you could just set up there and there's heaps of parkland there.
Yeah,
That's really good.
Just set up there.
Isn't that illegal?
Well, there's always people busking there.
It can be amplified.
Yeah, there are certain rules where it's like you can't go in front of train stations or certain stadiums or amplified, that kind of thing. But that's
Every
know if
week
our,
there's someone there
Yeah.
playing with the guitar and singing.
I don't know if our permits would cover that.
Yeah, maybe not.
So you have to get permits depending on where you want to bus. So we have a permit for the CBD and maybe the first suburb out. I'm not sure if it covers
Well,
Richmond.
that's Isn't
Yeah,
Richmond
we'd
the
be
first
Richmond.
suburb out?
Yeah, but it's not like
it's Melbourne City Council,
one
so
out.
it should be good.
It still is? Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
You got-
Discussion, what are we doing?
Just have our
You guys need a manager. I'll push the buttons. Obviously, you guys have grown up in the age of social media and YouTube. Is there a tool or system outside of YouTube, or one that you could create yourselves that would help you even more, or some kind of talent show or something? What would be your ultimate a cappella platform?
I think YouTube is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because before
yeah.
YouTube, no one would have imagined that YouTube would have existed.
True.
So, is there something you've thought about that you'd want to take YouTube one step further to make it good for a cappella, or is that it?
There's something I've considered. I haven't brought this up with the group yet.
Here we go.
One thing about, like Jordy said earlier, one thing about a cappella is you can sing along with, you can sing along with the lead, or you can sing along with any part. And there's an app just called A Cappella where you can make your own, film yourself doing 6 different things, or you could film us 6, each doing our parts. Each doing our parts. People can listen to them one at a time and sing them back, and so it's like singing with the group.
Right, yeah, there's heaps of apps. Even on The Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon uses this beatboxing app that you just put layers and layers and layers over and things like that. But yeah, things like that are really cool. But bring it up with the group, I think they'd like it. And finally, before we get into your guys' final song, where can people find you, follow along, help you out, know where if you've got some public gigs going on, or come and stalk you on Swanston Street, where can people find you?
We're all over the internet, so if you go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, just
Our
search
own
Drums of
website.
War. Yeah, our own website is drumsofwarofficial.com. So if you search any of those, you'll be able to find us.
Right, and have you got public gigs coming up?
Yes, but are we allowed to talk about that?
I don't know.
I mean,
Okay.
we haven't.
Let's say
we haven't
no.
signed an NDA.
If you catch a train, you might find
as
us.
band manager, let's say no for the moment. So, thank you guys for coming in and spending an hour with me. It's been an absolute blast. What's your final song going to be?
We're going to do a bit of a different take on a song by Rihanna, Paul McCartney, and Kanye West called 4-5 Seconds.
Oh, everyone likes a bit of Kanye these days.
But and this is going to feature Jake and Jordy. So Jake's not going to be beatboxing; he's going to be singing a lead on this one.
Oh.
Oh, okay, you
Let's
use
get
that
that
one.
one
All
back.
right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
We're just sorting out mics.
Thank you for
Again?
That's what we do. Torture,
Use that as
torture
extra
the poor
percussion in a
listeners.
song.
Try to get equal distance from the mics, I reckon. 1, 2, 3.
I think I've had enough. I might get a little drunk. I say what's on my mind. I might do a little time. 'Cause all of my kindness is taken for weakness. Now I'm 4 or 5 seconds from wildin', and we got 3 more days till Friday. Just trying to make it back home by Monday morning. I swear I wish somebody would tell me. Oh, that's all I want.
I woke up an optimist. The sun was shining, I'm positive.
We could run away.
Then I heard you was talking trash.
Won't you just kiss me?
Hold me back, I'm about to spaz. Yeah, about 4 or 5 seconds from wildin',
And we got 3 more days till Friday. Just trying to make it back home by Monday morning. I swear I wish somebody'd tell me. Oh, that's all I want. Ooh. And I know that you're up tonight, thinking how could I be so selfish? Ooh. But you called about 1,000 times. Wondering where I've been. Ooh. And I know that you're up tonight, thinking how could I be so reckless? But I just can't apologize. I hope you can understand. Yeah.
if I go to jail tonight, promise you'll pay my bail. See, they wanna buy my pride. Ooh, but I just ain't up for sale. And all of my kindness was taken for it. Now I'm 4 or 5 seconds from wildin', and we got 3 more days till Friday. Just trying to make it back home by Monday morning. I swear I wish somebody'd tell me. Oh, that's all I want. 4 or 5 seconds from wildin', and we got 3 more days till Friday. Just trying to make it back home by Monday morning. I swear I wish somebody'd tell me.
Oh, that's all I want.
4 or 5 seconds from wildin'.
Get my mic back. Wow. That was unbelievable, guys. This was so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed your first Australian together interview.
We sure did.
And you are absolutely welcome back anytime when the new album comes out next year. I would love to have you back on. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I hope you've enjoyed it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, really fun. Thanks so much for having us.
Let's send them off with a bit of Justin Timberlake and then Shannon Knoll. They didn't work together. But can't stop the feeling. It's just ticked over 3 o'clock, and we'll kick into the second half of the show when we come back after JT and Shazza.
Yeah.